Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Gone Rogue. And in this episode of Gone Rogue, I am going to talk about the preview of the 2024 NBA Finals and share my thoughts who I'm obviously rooting for. That is right. In this episode of Gone Rogue, I am going to share my thoughts previewing the 2024 NBA Finals and share my thoughts who I'm obviously going to root for. So to start off, if you haven't already noticed, it's going to be the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics that will face off in this year's 2024 NBA Finals. And in my initial opinions on the Dallas Mavericks being in the finals is who would have thought that Kyrie and Luka would obviously work together to get to the finals. Last season you wouldn't expect them to go to the finals. Kyrie, Luka, the Dallas Mavericks, the whole entire organization going to the NBA Finals. You wouldn't expect that. You would have thought that the Denver Nuggets, with all they had, would be going back to the finals, but that's not the case for this season. And good for the Dallas Mavericks getting another chance to add a title for their franchise. The last title that they won was in 2011, where they swept my Lakers to go on to beat the Miami Heat in 6 games back in 2011. And yeah, so starting with coming out of the Western Conference of the Dallas Mavericks, who defeated the Clippers in the first round. That's no surprise. Next, they defeated the Mavericks. Not the Mavericks. They defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder, which I'm not mistaken. Then you have this Nuggets in Minnesota that they played out. One would have thought that the Nuggets, with all the experience that they have for the last couple of seasons, would have beat the Timberwolves, but apparently the Nuggets, they're just exhausted. And it just shows that how repeating as a champion doesn't come easy. It doesn't not come easy to repeat as champions. So that's where Minnesota moved on to the Western Conference Finals to face off the Dallas Mavericks. And we all know the results from that. Mavericks taking care of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ant-Man, Karl Anthony Towns, Mike Conley in 5 games. Yeah. So there you have it for the Western Conference Finals champion, the Dallas Mavericks. Now, for the Eastern Conference Finals champion, you have the Boston Celtics. And there is a narrative, which I'm part of that narrative, is that they, as you can see, they beat 3 teams in the East, the Miami Heat. Up next is the New York Knicks, and afterwards it's the Indiana Pacers. And the one similar thing that you see the Boston Celtics beating these 3 teams is that they didn't have their star players in Jimmy Butler in the Miami Heat series. You don't have your star player in Jalen Brunson in the Knicks series, and here you don't have your star player Tyrese Halliburton in the Pacers series. And that narrative is the Celtics having a cakewalk to the finals, and we will see if it's really a cakewalk to the finals of how well they handle against the Dallas Mavericks. But so next thing I'm going to talk about is who I'm obviously rooting for. If you've been a long time subscriber, the reason that you are watching this Gone Rogue series, that everybody knows that I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fan. Will always be a Los Angeles Lakers fan. Probably know the teams that I've already hate. The top two teams I've already hate is the Clippers and especially the Boston Celtics, and that is why I'm rooting for the Dallas Mavericks to beat the Boston Celtics. I'm not here, just not going to make a prediction here because I'm always wanting a prediction, but I'm just hoping that the Boston Celtics get exposed for their cakewalk to the finals. Jason Tatum needs to get humbled, thinking that he's the Kobe Bryant, apparently. But back to being serious here. I'm just hoping that the Dallas Mavericks take care of him handedly, easily, and for being a Lakers fan. And no need to mention why I want to see the Celtics lose, because they will be up one in the number of titles in the history of sports. But back to what I'm saying here. Back to the Mavericks. The narratives for the Mavericks is the storylines for the Mavericks is Kyrie Irving, who used to be on the Celtics, who played for him and didn't turn out well. Just imagine Kyrie Irving going to the Dallas Mavericks after not fitting well in Brooklyn, but going to Dallas Mavericks, delivering a championship for the city of Dallas and adding another ring to his legacy in defeating the Celtics for all of that. And just imagine the storylines if they do defeat the Dallas Mavericks, and it would be pretty amazing for him and his legacy. But I vote for Luka Doncic. It will be great to see him win a ring. He is the most talented player to come out of Europe since Dirk. And I've visited the city of Dallas. If you haven't watched my Alex's Travel series, and you can see how much there are things to do in the Dallas area, and hopefully the Dallas Mavericks defeat the Boston Celtics in 6 games. And yeah, so that's all I want to say for this episode of Gone Rogue. Just wanted to share my preview of both teams. And the one thing that Dallas has for them is their star player in Kyrie Irving that has championship experience. And that doesn't discount what the Celtics have. They do have championship experience. The last title run was in their last chance of a title was back in 2022, where they lost to the Warriors. But it's fair game for which one who will come out as champions. Don't know what to make an analysis of this, since they're both pretty even teams, to put my fan bias aside. But yeah, so that's all I want to talk about for this episode of Gone Rogue. If you like this video, please give this video a super huge thumbs up. Comment in the comment section below on what you think about this episode. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be sure to check out other YouTube content on the channel. Thank you for watching Gone Rogue. I'll see you in the next one.